So what's up? It's your boy Sean P back again with another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. So tonight we're going to keep it rolling with the album reviews tonight. We're going to speak on Tyler the Creator's new album, Don't Tap the Glass, or which got a lot of notoriety and a lot of buzz, even though it dropped almost, I want to say 2 weeks ago now. Monday of last week that it dropped on a short week. The numbers are very successful. It's going to debut at number one, I believe, on a short week. And Tyler has a very notable fan base, very, very big fan base, and is a popular Grammy Award winning MC. And Tyler's a little bit, I don't know where to categorize him. If he's underappreciated, if he's overhyped, or he gets the respect he deserves. Tyler has gained a lot of notoriety, especially off of Chromacopia, which was his last album last year that he dropped that I actually like, made my top 10. And his album from a few years ago, I forget the name of it right now, off the top of my head, with the DJ Drama set up. Yeah, Call Me If You Get Lost. That's another one that I like. I liked the creativity around that one. But we're going to talk about Don't Tap the Glass, which kind of came out of nowhere. Actually dropped while he's still on tour for Chromacopia. And we'll talk about, really what I thought of the album. It's getting a lot of critical acclaim, a lot of attention out there. And just to let you know, I've been on the fence with Tyler my whole time he's been out. Like, I actually liked him when he came in the game with Goblin. I actually said he was going to be the next big guy, next star in this game. Kind of reminded me of like a version of Eminem. You know what I mean? With kind of silly, but silly but lyrical type of demeanor that he has. A lyrical silliness, if you have. Then after a while, I kind of saw him as kind of like gimmicky, kind of throwing things out there for shock value or what have you. But he's really matured as an artist and really has become one of the top artists of his era. But just to be fair, I have not seen eye to eye with his catalog. For a while, I called him what I termed weirdo rap, where it's just so strange and left of center that I really didn't vibe with. I didn't know where he was going with it. Him and Odd Future, which is his camp, have somewhat always been that way. So without any further ado, let's get to the review of Don't Tap the Glass. Let me share my screen real quick. And let's take a look at the track list and let's go through it. So, okay. Let's get my banner up. My banners, you know what I mean? So, what did I like on Tyler the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass? Even though it was weird, I did like some of the creativity. I did like the fact that he takes risks. He kind of goes where other artists don't dare go. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to step outside of his lane and try something different. And I think that's part of his appeal, So I do like the creativity on it. Songs that I liked. I like the first song, Big Poe, with Tyler the Creator and Pharrell. I like the energy on that. Bar wise, not too great, but he was aggressive on that. I like that. I do like Sucker Free. I like the vibe on that. That's a nice vibe record. Gives you like a summertime Cali feel, even though it's not really a rap record, but you could tell that's going to get some radio play. Sucker Free. Um, I did like Stop Playing With Me. That's probably the most aggressive track on the album, and aggressive rap wise track, and that's the video song that he has with I believe Clips is in there, LeBron James. I do like that the energy behind that album, you know what I mean, or that record. Um, and I like the energy. I like the bars on there. I think that's his best rap record on there. Ring Ring Ring. I like the vibe on that one. That's another vibe record, kind of dancey, kind of poppy, kind of record. You know what I mean? Don't Tap the Glass. I like the beginning of it, but it gets kind of weird with tweaking. I don't like the halfway point of it, but Don't Tap the Glass, I do mess with. That's pretty good. Um, and but Tweaking, I'm not really feeling, and that's pretty much it as far as the songs that I really would add to a playlist on for this album. You know what I mean? So, what didn't I like with this? As far as what did I not like on this one? I again, and I've been guilty of this. You know, I've called him somewhat weirdo rap. You know, I didn't know what direction he was going. I didn't know if he wanted to make a dancey type of vibe, type of techno type of breakdance record, or he wanted to rap. I want to hear Tyler rap. That's why I like Chromacopia. I like the concepts behind those records. I like the bars on there, the features on there. That was a good hip hop album. That was really good. This was all over the place. I don't know if he wanted to rap or make some sort of dance, electronic type of breakbeat dance, which I've never really got into. Make up his own different type of music here. It got kind of weird with a lot of the songs on there, which was basically like half the album, you know. And I just couldn't vibe with it. I just looked at it like, you know, why would he make this? And it does seem like he just threw this out there. This is like a throwout album. Like, all right, I'm on tour. I'm feeling the vibe off of Chromacopia and the attention that's got. So I got nothing to lose. I might as well just put it out. And it kind of felt kind of throwaway-ish. Like these are kind of throwaways, back cuts that maybe didn't make Chromacopia, didn't fit the concept of that album. So we'll just throw this out there. You know what I mean? And see what it is, you know? So I really didn't like the vibe and the concept of the album, where it was really going. I get it. It's a dance pop album. It's a fun album. But it's like, really a fun album? You know what I mean? And my biggest thing about the fun album, you know what I mean, is for an artist of this man's stature, you know, who is being debated as one of the top MCs in the game, you know, other artists couldn't get away with making an album like this. Like if Kendrick ever made an album like this, he'd get roasted for it. If Freddie Gibbs made an album like this, he'd get roasted. J. Cole, I named someone else that's hot, that's out there. I would even think if Eminem made something like this, he'd get roasted for it. I mean, you pick your MC, but it always seems like Tyler gets put on a pedestal for stuff like this. He's one of those artists, he could throw out whatever the hell he wants and it gets celebrated as being creative. When he gets the most praise for taking risks. But if anybody else takes a risk, from, you know, a J. Cole to Kendrick to whoever who's on top of the game, they would get roasted to the high heavens on it. You know what I mean? They can't make this misstep. Even the artists like Drake, you know what I mean? And Drake is not on the best of terms with the rap game right now, but even him, you know what I mean? He stays in his comfort zone most of the time anyway. But yeah, I'm just not feeling the vibe on this like I felt on Chromacopia. You know what I mean? So I really I'm sorry. I hate to be what they call, the wet blanket. I got to go against the grain on this. I'm not vibing with this album. It's too all over the place for me, and I really didn't know where it was going or what direction or concept it was going. So let's get ready to rate the album. Lyrics. What I give lyrics on here? I give it about a 7, maybe. Probably like a 6. Nah, let me go with a 7. Tyler did bring it on the songs he was rapping, but it's really not. Just judging off the songs he was rapping, it was pretty decent. Even though he did have some goofy, kind of corny lines, I give it a 7 overall lyrics wise. So it was just okay that way. Production, again, kind of a vibe all over the place. I really wasn't feeling. I gotta go with a 6 on this one. Even the songs that I like rap wise, I kind of didn't like the kind of industrial type of sound on those beats. I really didn't like that. The hooks were creative but a little bit annoying. So I really didn't like the production on there. I'll give that a 6 overall. Flows and energy, I'll give him about 7.5 on this one. I liked his energy on it. Yeah, no, you know what? Let me go ahead. Let me give it an 8. Whatever. I give it an 8. I definitely like his flows and energy on there. He brought an enthusiasm to the project that keeps you listening, that would have you glued in and guessing on what he's going to do next on the next album, or not next album, but next song, from song to song. So I did like that. So I say flows and energy was probably the best part of this album. Replay value, I gotta go with a 4 or 5. Honestly, I listened to it 5 times. I'm not listening to it a 6th time. There are a couple of songs on here, maybe 3 or 4, that I'll take off and put on my playlist. That's about it. I'm not listening to this album cover to cover. Y'all can have that. I'm not really going to entertain this album that much more. And features, that's another thing. I go with a 5. There really wasn't any features on here that stood out. They say there were people that were brought on to say one thing or one bar and leave, and I think that's kind of corny. That's a Kanye West gimmick. I didn't like that. So, and Pharrell really didn't add nothing to the first song anyway. So I got to go with a 4 on that one. Not really feeling the features on here. So overall rating, I'm be generous. I'll go 6.5, maybe a 7. This is Midsville for me. This is a mid album to me. I do not see the hype around this while people are saying this is album of the year conversation. This is not, and I repeat, not in the same conversation as Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo 2, Raekwon's Emperor's New Clothing, and definitely not in the category of Clips Let God Sort Them Out. It's not anywhere near there to me. Now, I know people are putting it in that conversation. I am not. And if you want to come at me for that, so be it. I'll wear that. I do not see that it's in the conversation. I think this album would get lost in the shuffle with some of the great rap that's coming out now over the summer. But a couple of joints on here that I'd rock out to, that I'd listen to. I mean, I'd listen to the Big Pole joint. I'd listen to Stop Playing With Me. You know what I mean? A couple of the vibe joints. So okay. So it's not a total loss. It's just mid to me. I This is one of those things like it's an album that's gonna keep people divided and keep people talking. Tyler is kind of reminding me more and more. Even though I compared him to Eminem early in his career, he's starting to get that Eminem type of polarizing feeling. You know what I mean? He's that polarizing type of guy where you're either gonna love him to, and love the work that he does, you know, all the way to the high heavens, or you're just not gonna vibe with it. Like, I can't rock to this. So that's what it is, man. It's not really an album that I would revisit or go back to, but yeah, not vibing with it. But you guys tell me what you think. Is this really an album of the year conversation? You tell me why. You know what I mean? You tell me what you think. Is it really doing it for you? What am I missing? Help me out. Educate me, because I'm going with a 6.5 out of 10. Mid album. There are too many other very good to very good hip hop albums to rock to. I mean, I'll be going back to Alfredo too. I'll be going back to Let God Sort Him Out. But y'all can have this one, man. Mid for me. After the first like 4 or 5 listens, I will put this down for the rest of the year. But you tell me what you think. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. We're going to come back with more content. And we're going to get into some more album debates coming up, possibly next week, maybe at the end of this week, with all the good music that's really coming out. We got to start this album of the year discussion. We really do, with all of the hot music that's coming out, because hip hop is heating up over the summer. This is the most entertained I've been over the summer in hip hop in a very long time. It kind of feels like a 2000s vibe where every week or every other week there's a new album that everybody's checking for. And we still got Nas and DJ Premier. We still got Jid. We still got Joey Badass. We still got Conway the Machine mentioned that he's coming out in August now. Like, there's a lot of good hip hop out there, y'all. So we'll talk about it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll get back with you some new content shortly. All right. Peace.